We're talking with Lauren Wiesner. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, and you're with Plasco Trac. And Plasco Trac is kind of a system to keep tabs on students' attendance.
Correct. It's an
Okay.
automated check.
You were showing me some of the cool stuff that it does. Can you walk me through that?
Absolutely. So when a student's tardy to school in the morning, for example, we would just simply scan their student ID into the system.
Here we got a scan. There's a student.
In less than 3 seconds, a pass prints. Here's what a pass would look like for the student.
Okay, and this pass tells what the student should be doing and all that kind of stuff?
Correct.
So like here, for instance, this student gets detention for being tardy. And so I guess if they were even worse, they would get like, in-school suspension, Saturday school. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so tell me a little bit about what kind of schools are using this. Is it good for any school at any grade level, or is it...
predominantly secondary schools are using
secondary
Plasco
schools?
Trac. We're in quite a few schools here in Texas. Houston ISD has it in about 60 of their secondary schools. Dallas ISD has it in a couple of their secondary schools, as well as San Antonio ISD. And some other smaller districts also implemented Plasco Trac. Del Valley ISD implemented it to all of their secondary
So let's talk a little bit about what's the difference between, let's go back to Houston. You said they got 60. So what's the difference between what they're using now, your product, and what they had before? How is there been an improvement in attendance, or how does it work?
Absolutely. Before schools have Plasco Trac, they're having to handwrite passes, manually keep up with the information of the student tardies, manually go in and change A's to T's with the attendance clerk doing that. Now everything's automated. Everything's stored in our system. We have a bridge where we can share data between student information systems.
Okay.
So the data can be shared forward and backwards. So we even have the ability to change A's to T's.
So let's say, for instance, a student comes in tardy. Can this also be hooked into a parent notification system somehow so the parents can know that their student came in tardy?
You can extract a report out of Plasco Trac and you can populate it into those parent notification systems to do call-outs.
Okay.
But we do have the ability to email parents.
Okay.
And we have interventions set up so we can send out messages to the parents, and we can even convert it to the home language, so we can translate it to Spanish or French.
Or Chinese or Korean?
Not Chinese, not
just
yet.
Spanish and French.
Right now,
Do we have a lot of
Spanish.
French speakers in Texas?
Not really.
No,
but
just a lot of Spanish speakers.
A lot of Spanish speakers, yes.
Tell me what this is. This looks like a temporary ID printer. What is that?
Yes, when a student comes in, if they don't have their ID card on them, we can print out a temporary ID for them directly from our Plasco Trac system. A lot of schools are charging $1 for these badges. Some schools claim to make $150 a day off these temporary ID badges.
That's pretty awesome. So they won't let the kids in until they have a badge, right?
Correct.
And so you guys offer the whole solution. You'll make the regular badges right down there, also the temporary badges. So you have the system to print out those badges as well?
Correct. We have the ID card printing systems as well with the software and the camera kits, so you can make your own ID student cards.
Okay.
And then we use those with the Plasco Trac system.
Okay.
We also have visitor management. So if the schools need visitor management, we have the software where you can scan someone's driver's license.
Is that your driver's license?
It is my driver's license.
Oh, we won't look at it. We won't look at
it. It is my driver's license. It's not a big one.
Okay, we'll fuzz out all that information there.
You can scan someone's driver's license into the software. It'll print out a visitor pass. It'll take the person's information on their driver's license and do a background check to make sure they're not a sexual predator.
Awesome. That's just amazing. Wow. How long does that take to run?
5 seconds.
5 seconds to run a background check and everything? Wow.
It just checks against a database. It uses first name, last name, date of birth. It checks against a database.
Okay, so I'm assuming this is like the most expensive system in the whole wide world, right?
No.
No?
No.
No. Tell me some prices.
Okay, so for the visitor management system, you're looking at about $1,000.
$1,000 for the visitor management system. What kind of back end stuff needs to be set up with that? Does that have to be hooked up to a server? Is that just a computer, an internet connection? What does it need?
It's just going to sit on your desktop. It's client.
Okay.
And if you want a district level implementation where it's on the server, you can't do that, but it's client based. The database you would get from Safe Schools, they're a third party provider for the sexual database watch list. We'd get that information from them and populate it.
Okay. Is that updated like on a regular basis, or is it like once a month kind of update, or how?
Good question. I would have to ask Safe Schools.
Okay.
Because they're the party that supplies.
And
the
student ID system?
Student ID system, you're looking at about $3,000.
$3,000. That's it?
That's it.
That's awesome. That's
Printer.
a great price, man.
Not bad.
Dang. That's awesome. Okay, so if people are interested in the product, how do they get a hold of you? What do they do? Where do they go?
Where do they go?
Yeah.
PlascoTrac.com.
PlascoTrac.com. And
here's my business card if you can zoom in on the
whoa,
telephone number and
there
all
you
of
go. Plasco. There's Lauren, PlascoTrac.com. Whoa, I can't zoom that close, but we know it's PlascoTrac.com. And your email is?
L. Wiesner, LWIESNER at Plasco, PLASCOID.com.
Okay, and there's the name of the company right there, Plasco Trac. Okay, Lauren, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, Tim. Nice
Appreciate
meeting you.
it. Bye-bye.